Hello, today I'm checking out the Optimus Mastering System from SSG Audio. Let me just check that again, Sonic Supergroup Audio. I wanted to check out this because it's a mastering device. I wanted to see if the claims they put on this are true. I have the trial mode, which disables the audio for 5 seconds every N seconds. I think it's every 60. So one of the things they actually mention is this. So it's this Realtime Dynamic AI. It says that it can produce significantly louder LUFS readings while still maintaining even more detail surrounding the transients. Okay, that's nice. So even a softer LUFS reading, this widely used limiter is unable to maintain wide dynamic range. Some limiter, I'm guessing leading competitive. So I'm going to compare it to leading competitive and to the one that I really like recently for a lot of uses and on a lot of mostly EDM music. This sounds amazing. It sounds amazing on other things as well, although it does have some artifacts. So without just speaking too much about you not knowing what it is, I'm going to compare Optimus to the Master Plan and to the FabFilter Pro L2, like so. So these two are all set to kind of similar settings, and I just wanted to try it out because the Master Plan has some of the features that Optimus has as well. So it also does support like a glue compressor, which is just a button you can turn on, and some spacing, some stereo widening alongside the loudness, and an EQ, which here is based upon analysis which you can control yourself, of course, but it also has an AI analyzer of your spectral balance and tries to correct it. So I want to try this as it is, and then we're going to compare it after. Let's do that first. So first it's the Optimus, and I already scanned the song to see what it's going to offer me, and let's try that out. That's with it. Without it. Pretty nice. I have compensated the output because I compensated on the other two limiters as well. So I compensated the output so that we can actually hear the difference. Okay, so that's with the EQ that AI suggested. Okay, that's modern. Let's try balanced. So the modern pushes too much, I feel like, on some parts of the highs, and the low mids pushes those down. So all in all, that's quite a result. I feel it doesn't make it sound worse. The LUFS goes up quite a lot. And let's check that actually. Let's check when I not compensate and just go up all the way. Let's see what LUFS values are we getting. So trial mode, every once in a while, this is going to happen. So stop. So on the loud part where it's 7.3 approximately, I guess that's okay. That's quite enough. I do push even past further, than that, but I guess that is enough. In order to compare this to whatever kind of other limiter, because the claim here is actually the LUFS reading, I'm going to turn off this AI and not mess with the balance, of the spectrum. I just want to go for the loudness. So let's see what kind of loudness this can get us and how that's going to compare with the loudness that others produce. And again, slap with the trial mode. Let's get a busier part of the song. honestly, I feel like I want to push more. Seven 7.2, that's short term. So let's see if we're only talking numbers, and if numbers and loudness is all that matters in this world. Let's see what we're going to get right here with the same kind of numbers. So I'm going to go in 13, and the output is 0.1. It's completely insignificant. So that's our output. I can even go up to 0. Let's say that. Can I? I can't actually. Nice. This one was not set to 0.1, but we can. It's not going to really change the LUFS reading that much. So let's see what this one is going to get us. And I should be reading that LUFS metering with something else on the output. But each one of those has their own LUFS reader. So that's short term. So I have to say, one thing I noticed is that in the Optimus, and I haven't noticed that before I just looked at any other metering, is that the short-term meter here actually remembers the maximum value and just keeps that one, from what I can see. Just keeps the maximum value. See, this is still processing, it's just we're not hearing that, we're listening to the master plan, but you see, it comes to minus 7.3, it stays there, it doesn't move. While this one goes up and down, it's, you know, short-term loudness. It goes much higher, honestly, look at that. But okay, master plan is there to actually make things loud, and due to having these headphones on and trying to be not so quiet on those so I can actually notice the differences, I might be shouting into the mic. Try to control myself. So, okay, master plan was made to, you know, pump up the sound so it would get loudness, and you feel that. You can feel it in the processor that it actually does some upward expansion, you know, stuff like that. So not upward expansion, but kind of upward compression. So it does pump up the signal in a specific way, which is actually a really great way. Like, I really love how this works, and I have this on so many tracks lately. It's insane. Mine and clients, like, really, really great. Master plan, every recommendation for this. It's amazing. But let's try something that's just a limiter, like the FabFilter Pro L. So let's compare to that, and let's see what that's going to produce. Same settings, by the way. Let's do the 13. Okay. And let me just see something. So right here, yeah, I was checking these at Unity. So I'm checking each one of these other processors at Unity because they do have that setting so that I can listen to the difference in between the dry and the wet without a gain change. Just really appreciate it. I have to say the Optimus doesn't have such a thing, so that's why I compensated myself with the minus 12 just before. So let's check what this is going to show us. So the Pro L2. Okay, so if it's just the number we are interested at, this is actually showing me a higher number, and it would go even higher, I think, if I just, you know, slam down on the release, get some more attack, put the aggressive algorithm there. Let's try that. Yep, not so much, but yeah, it is getting up there. So basically, this is not giving us any more. Wait, was it actually more modern? Yeah, almost. It almost was. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is here, I'm not nitpicking. The point is this advertises is getting more LUFS volume with having better details around the transients. So just preliminary listening to each one separately. Okay, master plan gives us the most volume that's expected, but comparing to the Fab Filter Pro and just looking at the limiting only and nothing else, this doesn't give us more loudness. It actually seems like it's giving us less because it also keeps this short-term loudness stuck right there. And I'm guessing it's slower to, decay down the values, or maybe to fool us that it's getting louder than others. Maybe that was the intention, maybe it wasn't. I can't speculate. So what I can do is I can compare the way they sound. So let me just get this off the one-to-one. So let's get these off. And I don't think we have to listen to master plan. Like, it's quite clear that it's going to get us louder, but let's just compare it in the end just to show that something is there on the market that really gets you loud. Not sure how much better this is going to be with the transient detail, but let's see. Maybe it is. So Optimus first and compare that to the Fab filter. Let's try that. Okay. So even on these headphones, I can hear that there is a difference in how the lows sound with the Fab Filter Pro L and the way they sound when they go through Optimus. Let me check that on the speakers as well. I don't know about you, like if you think differently than me, just say something in the comments, but it doesn't seem like it's better than the Fab Filter Pro L. It doesn't seem to me like it's handling not just the transients, the entirety of the dynamics of the song. It doesn't feel like it's treating it better than the Fab Filter. And also, I feel like there's other things that happen. I feel like it's squashing it more. Let me see. It doesn't sound bad. It sounds okay. It doesn't sound bad. The way it treats the transients compared to the rest of it is different than Fab Filter Pro L, definitely. I like the way it sounds actually. I'm not opposed to it. I like the way it sounds. It's just it doesn't seem more neutral than the Fab Filter Pro L while getting the same kind of loudness. So if it was getting more loudness, I could forgive it. Like for the master plan, it gets you more loudness, and in return, yeah, it does, kind of swell the song, pump it up, saturate it kind of, and you plus have all those additional saturators in it in the master plan and the EQ and all of that. So yeah, like comparing to Fab Filter Pro L, I feel like Fab Filter Pro L does kind of sound more neutral. That's all. That's all. So I'm going to compare it to the master plan, and I want to try some of these other parts that it has, like the glue compression and the spectral dynamics. Let's try all of that. Let's try all of these stereo widening things, and let's see, like 20%, and we're doing some of these spectral dynamics here. Let's say a little bit on the lows. Let's say a little bit on the highs, like this. Let's go minus. Let's not expand. And let's say like this 10. A little bit on the spectral dynamics. Some stereo enhancement. Let's see all of these. What kind of a result we're going to get. Now, the values I've put there are arbitrary, but I did test it out beforehand. So I'm just like even backing off of the things that I already tried out. So let's try the minimum effect. Let's just see like 5% of everything, how that's gonna sound. And I'm gonna try the same thing right here with the, let's say some 5% of thickness, some compression, like whatever kind of tools this has. Let's try it out. Let's do this 1.2, like it's 20% of widening. So that same loudness as well, kind of equal. I could actually try to get this one to be like even crazier, to like push more, but yeah, let's not do that. Let's try to be reasonable and give it a chance. Like try to use similar effects. Even though the 5% on thick doesn't necessarily mean that's the same 5% from, I don't know what, like the Spectral Dynamics, which is not. This is basically an analog saturation emulation. So let's see how these compare one to the other. So Optimus first. So definitely more loudness on the master plan. So I could back off the master plan volume, like the loudness knob, and see what that sounds like. Okay, they both sound nice. Actually, I might even prefer the sound of Optimus on this. Am I crazy? But okay, I'm not pushing as much. I'm not using all the tools that Masterplan has that I really like. Honestly, I really do. This also sounds nice in the way it treats, as it says, the details around the transients. That's what it sounds like to me, at least. I feel like the master plan pushes a bit of the mids up front. So even going the multiband, I just want to see what that's gonna do to the sound. So let's try that out again. Yeah, on second thought, definitely the Optimus sounds like it's squashing the sound more. It really does. Sound like it's squashing it more, sounds more sausagey. At least sounds to me. Doesn't have to be true. So if you think differently, put it in the comments. Honestly, I'll stick with the master plan and FabFilter Pro L2. I'm not saying this is bad, and maybe the main feature of that AI spectral balancing is something we didn't show, but that's a different issue altogether. Just having something that fixes your spectral balance for you is I feel like a different thing. Something that, I don't know, Isotope does, and many other match EQs, whatever, do for you. So I think it's a different thing. I was interested in this basically because of the loudness, all the other things. The EQ, the EQ is an EQ, and this being an AI one is something different that I would have to compare, let's say, with an Isotope kind of plugin. Although this doesn't go so far into the AI model as much as Isotope does, so also wouldn't be fair to compare them. So this loudness thing was really interesting to me, and how you get more loudness with, let's say, less artifacts, if possible at all. Doesn't seem to be like those details, okay, but I feel like it's more squashy than the master plan. So if you hate my stupid glasses, say something in the comments. If you like the video, give it a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. It's going to help it. A lot of the viewers aren't. And if you don't know what I'm talking about half the time, well, there's a course that's 40 plus hours long, and thanks to 11.org, it's completely free. The link is in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.